Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation we're going to see how we go about creating a self-signed certificate and bind that certificate in IIS. I'm currently logged on to my web server, running server 2016. Server Manager is up and running, so let's go to Tools, and from the menu we're going to select Internet Information Services IIS Manager. Once we're inside of the IIS Management Console, let's just go ahead and click on our server. From your center window pane, go ahead and launch the server certificates. Move on over to the Actions menu, and from there you're going to select Create a Self-Signed Certificate. Since this certificate is going to be bound to our IIS server, we're going to go ahead and use our domain name as the friendly name for this certificate. We can go ahead and leave the selection type as personal, even though we could be assigning this or binding this to a web host. We're going to be using it as a personal certificate nonetheless. Say OK. Now that we have the certificate generated, we can go into the certificate store to get a better look at it. Go ahead and hit the window key plus R, bring up the run line. Inside of the run line, just type in MMC and hit enter. Go ahead and make that full screen. By default, we don't have the certificate store snap-in available to us, so we're going to have to use the Microsoft Management Console, MMC, to get access to it. So we're going to go to File, and from here we're going to click on Add Remove Snap-in. From the menu on the left, find your certificates, click Add. Here we're going to go ahead and leave it as a user account. Click Finish, click OK. Now you have access to your certificate store. To find that certificate that we just generated, let's go ahead and expand the left window menu. Underneath here you can go to your Trusted Root Certificates, go to Certificates, and here you should be able to find the certificate that you just generated, and here it is. Go ahead and right click on the certificate, and from the menu you're going to select All Tasks and then select Export. Click Next. On this window here we're going to select Yes to export the private key. Click Next. This certificate must be using the prefix of a PFX so that workstations can import it. So go ahead and leave it as the default and click Next. Here we have to generate a password. So go ahead and click the box for password, and now type in a user-friendly password and remember what the password is. Once you have your password properly typed in, go ahead and click Next. On this next screen, go ahead and click on the Browse button, and you can save this certificate to your desktop. Go ahead and just call it Work and click Save. Click Next, and now you can click Finish. Go and say OK to the notification that the export was successful. Go ahead and minimize your MMC console. You can go ahead and minimize your IIS Management Console. And I'm going to minimize my Server Manager. And now on the desktop you'll see that I have that certificate. You can now right click on that certificate, and from the context menu go ahead and select Open. From the right window pane, just go ahead and open the folder. Open up your certificates folder. Open up the certificate. And there it is. Since the certificate is already installed on this machine, we don't have to worry about that. But if we exported this certificate to a workstation, then yes, we could then use this Install Certificate function to install that certificate. Go ahead and click OK. And close out the certificate information. Now let's go back to the IIS Management Console. If we had a site that we wanted to bind this certificate to, we could do so easily by just expanding our sites. We could go to our default site, and then over here we could go to Bindings. Click on the Add button. Change the type from HTTP to HTTPS, and you can now go down here where it says SSL Certificate, and from the list you can select the certificate we just created. Up here for the host name, you have to type in the name of the certificate exactly as it is written. Once you have confirmed that everything is correct, go ahead and click OK. And you can close. So in this short video presentation, you got to see how we generate that certificate and how we bind it to our IIS website.